This is a 2014 Chrysler Town & Country with stow and go, and I'm about to remove the bed that we have in the back, and I'm just going to highlight some of the features here of our camping system before I do so. So first of all, we had removed all of the seats, the stow and go seats, so that we would have the ability to store stuff underneath. And what I did was I cut some trash cans at the right height so that they'd fit under there and support this door that's still there even when the seat is removed, and so that you can put weight on those doors. Otherwise they're kind of weak. So these are kind of neat because you can actually shuffle these around and get access to everything, and you can actually take those out and they stack nicely in a laundry basket. We use laundry baskets underneath here, and so you can move stuff from the stow and go storage into laundry baskets underneath the bed. Generally we'll have a mattress on the bunk there, and a mattress that lays on the floor when we're sleeping two people. In order to have a flat floor, you need to do something to level it out a bit, because there is a bump going from the rear down. And what I do is, this is a piece of 3/4 inch plywood here, and then this is just a 1/2 inch piece of plywood. The 1/2 inch piece of plywood provides a flat surface, and then this throw rug was just like from Menards or something. So I'm going to start pulling some of those things out of there. There's some things I don't like about how I did the bed. There's a 2x4, and it could have been just a 2x3 or 2x2 underneath that bunk to help the 3/4 inch plywood have enough strength to bear. I used to have a leg in the middle, but the leg in the middle was always in the way with the storage underneath here for shuttling things back and forth underneath the bunk. So I have made another one with a 2x2 or 2x3, and it was strong enough. Those are screwed with flathead screws, a lot of them down the center there. Now in any of the joints between the wood, you want to put wax, or there's a thing called rosin paper here. Typically rosin paper is used in some applications, building applications you get at the hardware store. If you don't have something in between the joints, they squeak, and so that's a problem. So definitely any place where there's wood on wood, even between this joint, you're going to want to put wax or this rosin paper to help with the squeaking. This board here was custom cut to allow to bridge that area. Now the thing that I don't like, and I've actually put one of the stow and go seat back in here, and I want to show you that. Let's just pull this board out of here, get it out of the way. Oh, let's talk about window blocks. Here's how the window blocks. We made our window blocks out of corrugated plastic, and where they weren't perfectly cut, we used black duct tape folded over to provide a kind of a to make up for any gaps, so that the light blockage was good. And the other thing is, we put these tabs here to help pull them out. And the one thing I did, these are held in place just by being a tight fit, but then also we have these window shade things here that once you put the window block up in there, you pull the window shade up, and that provides kind of a lock on the side windows. But in the rear, for the rear hatch, I put a couple of screws in here that the screw heads, actually, they're not all the way in, and that provides kind of a snap for the rear, so that there's a real tight, it snaps in, and it's not going to fall out during the night. But the secret to pulling those things out quick is to have these tabs, so you can get a hold of them and just, you know, yank them on out. We then always would just stack these on top of each other. Excuse me, kitty. Phoebe, our cat. They would just all stack, and with a seat belt, one of these shoulder belts, we just slide it in there on this side of the seatbelt. It's hard to do with one hand, but that would keep them. The thing I don't like about this bed system is without the seat here in this, you know, the leg has to be really long, and I just, to save time, I just screwed it to this board with some angle braces, and it becomes a huge problem for getting this thing in and out fast because this board is too long. It's just all cumbersome. These hinges, if you remove a hinge pin, previously I just, without the stow and go, the legs were short, and so you could just fold the legs, pull one hinge pin and fold the legs up, pull the bed out easily. This is a big problem. I'm going to redesign this. Might actually experiment with this van going back to having the seats, all the seats back in here for a while, and going with the short legs so that we're not having the stow and go storage available to us. With the bed that's about half width, the stow and go on the right hand side, these seats are narrow enough that they could still, this could be a 4-passenger van, 4 seats, and then still have 2 of your stow and go compartments available for extra goodies storage. We have curtains. I do want to talk about that curtain rod. That was an interesting thing. Oh, how we fasten this down. There's tie straps here that go to the seatbelt. I'm just hooking right into the loop of the seatbelt, and that's how we fasten the edge of the bed so it's not tippy. See, we're grabbing right in the seatbelt there, and then I installed these metal hooks, and with 1/4 20 these steel insert nuts. A couple of things. We have these curtains that my wife, we just bought standard curtains, and we cut them short, so they're black on the front and white on the back. When they're not in use, we roll them up. This was nice. We had a piece of, this is like that holds it securely so it doesn't cause a blind spot when you're driving. Then it's white on the back and black on the front. Actually, oh yeah, my wife modified these. We started out with a light gray on the front, and we decided that we wanted it to be totally black on the front. So she got an extra, we actually just got a black sheet, and she sewed that on the front side. But it's a standard curtain on the top, but on the bottom we just cut it to the right length. And then made this custom curtain rod. This is actually a piece of like 3/16, almost a 1/4 inch diameter chrome plated steel, but it's if you go to Lowe's, it's a tool that is, you can see the one end of it here, it's triangular shape, but on the other end it's got a fork, and it's for turning sprinkling systems in the ground on and off. And what's nice is it's chrome plated steel. If you just try to go to the hardware store, you get steel and it's not chrome plated, it's going to rust. It's yucky. But this is chrome plated, and what I did was I bent it just using, I put it in a vise and I bent it to follow the contour of the roof, and then in the middle it's supported just with a tie strap that goes around the center console there. And these pull all the way then. There's a little ruffle at the top of the curtain that fills the gap at the top. And then we actually clip these on the side here with these giant binder clips. So these giant binder clips are used on the outside edge, on the handle, like that, like that. And then the binder clips, you bind the curtain to each other in the center. Couple of things. Let's get the curtain out of the way here. We do, when we're sleeping at night, we always put the passenger seat all the way forward, and that gives enough room for, we had a miniature like a 3-gallon bucket with a tight lid for my wife to be able to sit on for nightly tasks that need to be taken care of, and there's enough room up here with that seat forward in front of my bed, sleeping on the floor, for to do that. We also had some cleaning supplies that were always in just a little tote like this, and then our garbage is just a standard shopping bag that's hung on the armrests. And so that worked fairly well. That's main overview. Oh, one of the things that's been a lifesaver is this fan right here. This is powered with a USB. Look at this. We just use one of those USB battery that you use to charge your phone, those little batteries. And this thing, what is the brand? This thing is really great, very efficient. And when it's hot, man, this thing is a lifesaver, and it barely uses any juice. You can run it on 4 AA batteries, but what is the name of this thing? There it is. Kaz, K-A-Z USA Inc. But this fan, I'll tell you, oh, Honeywell brand. Lifesaver when it's really hot and trying to sleep at night. And there's just a spacer piece of foam to help with. There's plenty of room on this side of the bunk for my shoes and stuff, all along here. And also maybe a day pack that I utilize this space on the bed side of the bunk. And then there's the, like we talked about, laundry baskets of things, and maybe soft totes. One thing we did learn was, for the person sleeping on the floor, having soft bags on the bottom, and definitely not suitcases. Soft bags are best, and but the laundry baskets, especially with dividers in them. That was the other thing we learned is having, like for instance, these. The 3 of these in a 3 of these garbage cans that have been cut down in a laundry basket help tremendously with organization. Otherwise, the stuff that's in a tote that size just all gets mixed together, and it's constantly disorganized. So having compartmentalization was a really important improvement to our camping system. I don't know. Those are the main points about our traveling. And the reason I'm taking the bed out is I've got some, we've got a bunch of people coming into town. We need to have all our seats in here again. And they're relatively easy to put back in. Just a couple of bolts hold them in. These mainly are these bolts right here, and can bolt them back in. But I don't like what I've got here. I want to be able to take this in and out. When I want to take this bed out of the van, I want it to be like a 5-minute deal, and right now it's not a 5-minute deal. So maybe I'll have another video of what I come up with to fix this problem.